So it's 10 o'clock in the morning and we're now heading to, is it Braemar Castle?
Yeah, Braemar Castle.
Braemar Castle, so this is the village you're actually in.
It should be 30 minutes walk for me.
Okay. So we actually stayed in Braemar last night and they have a castle which is quite unique, so we thought we'd have a wander down here. I think it's, as I say, about 13 minutes as Rebecca says each way, so...
She said.
She says, yeah.
No, that's what the GPS says. Who would have thought that when you go to Scotland you were wearing hats again? At home we had crop top trousers and t-shirts and I was too hot at work.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Back home, we're from the south of England, and the last, 3 weeks, it's been really warm to the extent that we've had like even 19, 20 degrees of temperature. Now I know when we're coming to Scotland we did expect it to be a little bit colder up here, but here we are now wearing coats, scarves, hence the tartan scarf which we bought yesterday. But it's so much cooler. We did expect it, but it's a bit of a contrast. I think we think we might even have a cold because of the change in temperature. This side, buddy. This side, bud.
On the path.
There's some squeaky bird behind us.
I think it was a pheasant then.
Well, I think it's so nice up here though. The air is obviously a lot fresher. If you've ever visited London, I used to work in London years ago, and it's things like the smog. It isn't very good for you. So it's just lovely up here. The air is so fresh. Well, here we are. Welcome to Braemar Castle. Take the journey into living history, the home of hunting and building, rising and burnings. Learn how the castle transformed from the hunting lodge of the 2nd Earl of Mar to a redcoat garrison, and then to a high society retreat with royal connections and a host of colourful characters. It doesn't really look like a castle, does it?
No.
So where are we going from here?
Someone's seat. I can't remember.
Someone's seat.
I can't remember.
No, what's the castle we're going to? The big
There's a Balmoral Castle.
Balmoral Castle.
But we're not going there. We're going to the Edwards
Pyramid or something, isn't it?
It's not called pyramid. I don't know what it's called. Located the meeting point of 3 mountains passes, Braemar has long held an important position of power.
So it's set in some lovely grounds.
Hunting and building. Braemar Castle is built on by John Cairn of Earl of Mar hunting. You know, what do I mean?
But I say, you can imagine when high society would come here when it was originally built, and the peasants and everything would be just looking upon this huge.
The grounds.
Yeah. Oh dear. I'm very happy to sit here and look after it. But we didn't actually go in the castle. Unfortunately, they don't allow dogs, which is perfectly reasonable.
Well, they offered to look after my dog, but he wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Google is not a dog that we can leave with anybody if we go off. Yeah, he would just whine and bark and everything. So yeah, but it's still a beautiful castle. So if you are in this way, so they do, they do an exhibition you can go into.
Worth visiting.
Well, we've just parked in the Balmoral car park, and we're heading down to view the pyramid. So from what we understand, this is Scotland's only pyramid, isn't it?
Sorry, it's called Prince Albert's Cairn.
Sorry, Prince Albert's Cairn, the Pyramid Walk, which we understand is 4 kilometres. 6 kilometres. But as far as I know from somebody else on YouTube, said it's the Scotland's only pyramid. Little Google doesn't like going across bridges.
Come on, good boy.
Good boy, buddy, good boy.
Good boy, come on, come on.
Good boy, bud.
Well, little brave boy, aren't you?
I don't think the camera actually catches the gradient, but it's quite steep over here. Hence the huffing and puffing. They said the views are pretty spectacular when you get to the top. You can just see a little bit of snow out on the crest of those hills over there. It's a really old Ford tractor.
Block Tyson.
I wonder if it's still used. You've got a solar panel, so it would imply it's using it somewhere along the line. So we've got to work out our next place of stay this evening, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we're heading towards Inverness now. Slowly making our way over to the Isle of Skye. So we're heading towards Inverness this afternoon. So we'll check to see where we can stop on the route.
Here trying to organise my map.
Okay, so we're actually in the grounds of Balmoral Castle.
I
I
know.
think we've just paid, is it £18?
£18.50 for an
£18.
adult.
Yeah, for one adult. So £37 to come in.
With the map.
They've told us there is a bit of restoration work going on the front of the castle, but you're allowed in the grounds until 5:30. Oh, sorry, it's open till 5:30, but you can stay within the grounds longer and let yourself out. So I don't think we will be staying that late, will we?
No.
No. But yeah, go and see what we've got
Just have
to
a
offer.
little- yeah. There's a squirrel's trail. I would love to see a red squirrel roaming around.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be prolific
Free.
in Scotland, red squirrels, as opposed to grey. Grey decimated the population down south, but in Scotland we still have, or they still have, a lot of red squirrels as far as I know.
Oh, there's a thistle maze. Thistle maze.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
Front door stone. The castle's closed anyway for visitors.
Is it? Okay.
It's just gardens that you can kind of see. Look at the squirrel. There's a squirrel trail. I would love to see a red squirrel.
Once I got back to the van and was checking the video footage, I soon realised I actually didn't take any video. All I took was still photographs. But hopefully those photographs do show you the beauty of the castle and the grounds surrounding the castle.
So we just visited the gift shop.
I think
Sadly.
what did we do? £130, I think it was.
Yeah, just under.
And two,
But-
hang on. What did we get? We got 2 cups
2 cups.
and a
chocolate
drinking
cups,
bottle
and a drinking bottle.
and some seeds for our
And some
lawn.
wild seeds.
We're
for
going
our
to create
lawn
the Balmoral Gardens
in
in our own front garden.
But that wasn't the most expensive thing
No,
that they had there.
they had a bottle of whiskey, which was commemorating Charles's birthday, wasn't it saying?
I don't know.
30th birthday, she said. And
It's £3,200.
for a bottle of whiskey, but
And
it does
they-
come.
They sell one a month.
They sell a one, and it does come in a lovely wooden box,
It does, yeah.
and the wood comes from the trees around here. But £3,200. But
st-
unfortunately, we couldn't get a sample. As much as we tried, we could not get a
I'm really
sample.
shocked
Yeah,
that, and it's only like, did you say 300 bottles? It's not
Yes.
many bottles, like,
yeah. She said,
Right.
just get it from the back,
yeah.
and there's only about 300 bottles. And also we saw a shoal in there, which was a
Shoal, yeah.
beautiful soft shoal.
Beautiful, soft,
300
and £85.
and a blanket. There's a beautiful blanket
It's
in
the
there.
most expensive blanket
Yes,
I've
I've
ever
ever seen. And that was 500 and how much? 500 and some odd pounds.
No, that's oh no, it was
Yeah,
over
the
500
shoal was
pounds,
300 and the blanket was 500 and some odd pounds. Admittedly, it was very soft, but I'd want to be wrapped in cotton wool for that sort of money.
It is
But
so
I don't know if we could video in there, but it was really interesting. So we've just arrived outside Inverness and we parked up at another beautiful spot, which is on Part 4 night. And we're cooking dinner. Well, I should say, no, I'm not cooking dinner. Radka's cooking dinner. So what we cooked, Raquel?
I did chicken korma with mango chutney and papadums. I'm not going to say anything, but we arrived less than 20 minutes ago.
So you cooked a meal in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Excellent. And I say, not that I'm sexist anyway, but Radka does the cooking, because I can cook, but mine are nothing like what Radka does. She really does turn out some great meals. And plus she enjoys cooking, which is a big difference. So yeah, we're just about to enjoy dinner.